Hello, my true crime junkies. Welcome back. Hope everybody's having a great week. If you are new to my podcast here at True Crime Junkies, I would like to welcome you. I do hope you continue to listen. So make sure you subscribe and give me your friendly review, which will help my podcast grow. So now today we are going into the serial killer topics. How many of you, my true crime followers, have ever heard about a case of the youngest serial killer in the world? Have anybody read anything about it or listened to any information about this? Well, today I have some details for you about this story. Not a lot. It's not a lot available online, but I was able to gather as much as I could. This child has murdered 3 people by the age of 8. 8 years old, people. It is not completely unheard of time to time for some children to become killers, but what is far less common is a child serial killer with multiple victims. This child is born in 1998 in the village of, I know I'm going to pronounce it wrong, so bear with me. The village is called Mushahar in Bihar, India. So this is an international case. His name is Amarjeet Sada. It is believed to have, they so far believe he has murdered 3 people total, including family members, by the time he was 8 years old. And in a separate incidents, all this occurred between 2006 and 2007. The sadistic youth reportedly killed his first victim when he was aged just 7. And to date, he holds the infamous title of being the world's youngest serial killer. Little information is available about Sada's background, but it is understood that he was born into a poor family, and his father worked as a laborer in town. In 2006, he allegedly murdered his 6-year-old cousin, the daughter of his uncle. It is thought he also killed his own baby sister, who was only 8 months old. This is terrifying. His last victim was even younger, a 6-month-old baby girl her name was Khushbu, who lived in the same neighborhood as this serial killer and his family. The baby's mother, Khushbu's mother, she had told the police that she had left her child sleeping alone at a primary school while she went off to do some chores. When she returned, her baby was missing, and a search for the baby was soon launched by authorities. However, a few hours later, Sada freely admitted to the police that he took Khushbu, hit her with bricks, and strangled her to death. He then led the villagers to where he had attempted to bury her in a nearby field. He wanted to hide her body. According to Sada's uncle, some of his family supposedly knew about the first 2 killings, but were left to unreport. They never reported the situation because they will always say it's a family matter. The Indian customs, they have different ways of how they manage things within their family. So that day, the police took Sada into custody, where he reportedly just smiled. He kept smiling a lot and showed no remorse whatsoever after admitting he murdered his sister a few months earlier and his cousin that year before. One inspector on the case said all the killings were similar in execution style. At the time of his capture, one psychologist called him a sadist who derives pleasure from inflicting injuries. That's what he reported to a newspaper. Another said that he has no sense of right or wrong. A child cannot be jailed or sentenced to death under Indian law. So Sardar was thought to, I guess because they couldn't send him to prison, they thought to have been detained in a children's home in the same town, the town called Munger. And he was supposed to stay there until he was 18. He is understood to have been released in 2016. And now, as of today, no one knows about his whereabouts. So when he was released in 2016, he vanished. So this is kind of scary. He committed all these crimes, but he was free to go because of the laws in India. And in other, especially young killers across the world includes, there's one called, his name is James Fairweather from Excess. He was 15 when he murdered 2 victims and was planning another before he got arrested. In America, serial killers like Harvey Miguel Robinson, 47 years old, has been on death row since the 90s for raping and killing 3 victims in Pennsylvania when he was just 17 years old. Meanwhile, Craig Price is the youngest serial killer in the U.S. history after stabbing Rebecca Spencer, 27, to death 58 times. And this happened at the age of 13 when Craig Price was 13 years old, and killing 2 others by the time he was 15. So this guy right here, Craig Price, is the youngest in the U.S. with the most horrific crimes. I will try and dig more into these U.S. serial killers like Craig Price and Harvey Miguel Robinson. I'll try and find more information, and I'll come with a second part to this episode. But this is scary. An 8-year-old becoming a serial killer, and not just, with strangers in his own family, killing siblings and cousins. It is a scary thing. And then the worst part about it is that the family covered it up until the police, found out and got him to custody. But sadly, again, he was let go. So the law is incredible. In every country is different, of course, so you have to respect that. So stay tuned. Make sure that you do, like I said, my friends, make sure you subscribe. I will come up with a second part to this episode, which I will try and upload it this weekend coming up for the holiday weekend. So make sure you stay tuned. So for right now, this is it. And I do hope you enjoy these few minutes. This is a short week, so I'm hoping to be able to give you this bonus episode by either Saturday or Sunday. So again, make sure you follow me on Instagram and stay tuned, or subscribe to my podcast to make sure you get the notifications. And if you have any other case suggestions, or you want to bring me information about a serial killer that you would like me to share with everybody, the details and the case, make sure message me. You can message me through Instagram, or just message me through the podcast platform you're listening on, and I will be more than happy to get back to you. So for right now, guys, again, I wish you a great day, and I will be talking to you guys soon. Be safe. Bye.